Hey folks, Wolf Driver coming at you live once again. Getting ready to show you the princess, how I get her ready to go. Come on, pretty. Now those are the steps she climbs, the balance beam she walks on, and she gets into, see, almost sometimes she catches it, but then she gets right back up. When something like that happens, of course you make sure they're secure, but then you, all good. She's done that before, and that's just part of her building confidence. Now, she does that because, again, she's older, so she doesn't have the mobility in her rear legs. Let me try to get to there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her collar, pull her over. Good girl, princess. And I'm going to put her harness on her. Now, you can see that this walkway is kind of narrow. Come here, good girl. Good girl. And excuse all the stuff I'm wearing. Sometimes I can get her way, too. So I'm going to make it a little less. So, putting on a special harness. Talked about this before. This is considered an H-back or a tracking harness, and this one's custom made. It's leather, so it's actually hand carved or stitched, whatever they do, and it's made for a motorcycle seat that we have. But I also use that motorcycle seat on the back of the bike that we travel on, that we do our fur wheeling, our big runs with. So that way I can put her in, and I'm going to try to show you here, and attach to the different points here, if you can see, right there. And there's a couple of these D-rings, if you will, around the harness that make it possible to hook her in the 3 different points in different positions, so you can allow more flexibility or less. Now, right now I'm taking off an invisible fence collar. If you're not familiar with an invisible fence, it's a collar that responds to wire you lay around an area, usually the perimeter of your house. You don't need a regular fence. And it's got a little transmitter on it, and it actually gives the dog a correction if they get too close to it. You can control the distance on the invisible fence, how much lead you want to get before they get to the fence. So if you don't want to correct them right up until the fence or whatever, but it makes a signal field. So, and by the way, she's coming off the balance beam. Come on, good girl. And I have a handle on her right here. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Now she goes down her steps. I'm trying to show you, sorry. And now we're walking, and we're going to go right to the truck. See, I'm walking her with this handle, and going to put her right in the truck. Taking our time. Excuse me, Jim. And see the steps right here? You can see them. She's going to go up these steps right there. Come on, good girl. And with the handle, I'm going to help her. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. Good girl. See, I'm boosting her, taking the pressure off her legs so she can make it up there easier. So she's got her own little cubby here, and this cubby allows her to pace back and forth because that's what she likes to do, and it actually keeps her limber. She'll lay down depending on how far we're going. I put the pillow here, as you see, as a block because she might nip at the other dogs as they come up because they're territorial, and she wants to flex her muscle and say, hey, that's my truck. So now we're going to release the boys, and sometimes I know every time I broadcast we're doing this in this order, but my yard's divided with an invisible fence and a regular fence, and I can separate the dogs accordingly. Come on, guys, truck. So here comes Zorro. He's going to get on his steps. Here comes Chase. And they're all good boys. I close the truck, and I'm opening the other seat for Jag. Come on, Jag. Here. Jag. Come on, good boy. Jag's running around. Watch this. This is the funniest. He's going to roll in there. You can roll, Jag. There you go. Okay. He's excited because this is usually Princess's area, and he wants to sniff all over. This is a show. Good boy. What he's doing is he's putting his scent on his sister's bed. Let her know he's been there. And it's kind of, come on, Jag. Kind of an alpha thing. Come on, good boy. Jag. Come on, good boy. Here he goes. Good boy. That's the Jagster. So that's how we load up. He's going to check the floor for crumbs. He's a crumb patrol, and he's going to see if there's any leftovers, any goodies. So Jim sits back here with him, and if you can see, we have a bag that actually, good boy, Jaggy. Good boy, Mr. Jagster. And I'll give you a closer look. He's roughly 9.5 years old. And I'm going to give you a quick view, because I did it before, of the Z-Man. Zara's like, don't wake me, Dad. I'm comfortable with my head in the little nook with the seat and the pillow. Chased her. So they're very excited, as you see. The dogs are, relatively speaking, good boy. I'm going to give you a show of this. Good boy. Oh, he didn't want to kiss me. He was kissing me before. They're fairly calm. They kind of know the routine, because we do the same routine all the time. We're consistent. Of course, we go different places and we spice it up through our travels, where our destination is, what bike we ride, etc. And if you haven't been with me before, I'll show you more of that in the coming broadcast today. Quick view. This is you might notice this truck is a little unusual, because it's got an extra set of doors. It was custom built for what I do with the dogs. And you always know me if you see me on the road, because I got a Brockway hood ornament, which is a company kind of like Mack tractor trailers. They make the tractors, and Brockway was around in the 70s, I think in the 60s too. That's the side badge. And of course, WooFDriving is where we're at. Love the WooFDriving, right? That's where we're at, folks. That's how we get ready. Now we're going to head out on the road, and we're going to take a ride, probably about 2 hours from here. Is he up at the top, Jim?
He's up here.
Okay.
I gotta get some kind of truck up here right
Perfect.
now. I'm gonna key up here.
Did you? Thank you, bud. So we travel anywhere from, sometimes we'll go as close as an hour from here, sometimes close as a half hour. We have trails to up to 6 hours. We've gone actually up to the Cape Cod Rail Trail. We went overnight. Here's the Chaser. And you'll notice Chase, I've been posting a lot about different color eyes on Huskies, because that happens a lot with this breed. Look at the Princess. She's right here. She's just, come here, good girl. She wants to say hi too. There she is. See how she's just getting a little bit of lickings in. Hi, good girl. So she's an old gal at 15 years plus, but she does well. And you can see, I don't specialize my treatment for her. In other words, I mean, of course, I assist her, and things are put in place for her convenience and access, but she's one of the pack, and she's still doing the routine. It keeps her competitive with them, and quite frankly, it keeps her drive and her natural incentive going, because instinctually they are competitive, and they will keep going until they can't go anymore. And that's, we want to take it easy on her, but we want her to keep that drive and let it percolate throughout her system to get as most activity as she can in, because it helps with her arthritis, the mobility, of course, and also with her mindset. If she got out here last week, you might have watched this. She did like 6 to 7 miles. So she's capable. Of course, you have to go at a pace that's good for her. But if I wouldn't take her with me, no matter in what capacity I take her with me, she's got to sit the whole trip, that's fine. She's part of the pack, and she's going to always be with us in any way she has to, because that's what we're all about. So we're getting ready to head out. Like I said, probably going to do, it's about 10:30 now, East Coast time. We're probably going to do about 2.5 hours from here. We'll find a trail, and we'll head out and keep you informed. We're going to stop and pick up the bikes. We have bikes in different locations today. I think we're going to ride what I call the Monster Mushmobile, the one with the bright orange tires. But we have a yellow one we haven't used in a while. That's a trike. It's actually 3 wheels. We might mess around with that too. So always something new to challenge the dogs, entertain them, and keep this interesting for all of us. That's what makes it fun. It's all good. We'll see you soon, folks. By the way, just in case you haven't seen it, we do have water bowls and fans for the dogs. This is fully heated and air conditioning. Heat, they laugh at, of course, they don't need that. But it is fully air conditioned, which keeps the whole vehicle cool, especially for them, and especially in the warmer months. It's so important. WooFDriving signing off. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. See you soon.